Hi Flosstube, I'm Sarah, Cross Stitch Sarah, here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. This channel is all about cross stitch. So welcome everybody, welcome if you're a returning viewer and you've been here before, and also welcome if you're a new subscriber. I've had a few since last time, so thank you very much. If you are here for the first time and you like what you see, then please consider liking and subscribing, just so I can grow my channel. Thank you. So this is take two because I did the whole video and then got partway through editing and it got deleted. Now obviously I'm guessing I deleted it, but I'd like to say my phone just did it all by itself, and I don't know what happened, but anyway, it got deleted. So here we are, take two, which does mean that I can add in the couple of things that I forgot to talk about that I was going to talk about on the next one. So I guess there is that. So I've got a few Flosstubers I'd like to shout out and talk about first, and then I've got 7 new starts for October, 7 finishes, and about 14 projects I've worked on, which will all kind of overlap slightly. So the 7 finishes are probably starts and finishes, or most of them, and that kind of thing. So they'll be overlapping there. Also, some of these things, if you have watched my previous video, which was only a couple of weeks ago because it was a bit late being filmed due to me having COVID, or if you've also watched my Stitch in London video, then you will have seen some of these finishes on either of the or both of those videos. So apologies if it's being repeated for you. My husband is doing some DIY today, so you may hear a little bit of coming and going with him. But you know, noise will be kept to a minimum as best we can, and it's all good because he's decorating and sorting out our spare room so it can be a part-time guest bedroom but a full-time craft room / stash storage room, and it's all very exciting. So yeah, he's going to be he's been decorating it and sorting that side of things out, and then he's going to build me in some storage cupboards and a fold away desk, and then we're going to get a sort of day bed that, you know, folds away to become a sofa during the day, so that if Morgan and Bethany, my son and daughter-in-law, come to stay, they've got an actual bed rather than a camp bed, which would be much nicer, or anybody else for that matter. When we do the cupboards, we're going to use some wallpaper as sort of panels on to give the cupboard doors a bit of colour, and, you know, to make them look nice. So we found this vintage style wallpaper. It's a Sanderson wallpaper. I'll pop a picture in here, and it's really, really pretty. So we're going to use some of that on the cupboard doors just to sort of break up it being plain, and yeah, so. And then in the hall section, if you stay for that, you'll see a piece of fabric that's very similar to that wallpaper. That's a Sanderson fabric that I bought once I'd found the wallpaper and kind of gone down this whole Google rabbit hole of, that's a nice design. What else can I get with that on? Right, so let's do a little shout out of a few Flosstubers. I'm going to refer to my notes, which are down here if you see me looking down, so I don't forget anyone, because I did forget someone in the first take. So I was going to add that all into the next video, but now I can do it now. So the person that I forgot to shout out was Kat of Catkin and Lily. So I watched her recent Flosstube just a couple of days ago, where she shows and talks about hoop butts. So this is a way to finish a project in a hoop, but it finishes the back so that you don't have to sew felt on, or it's really uncomplicated, very simple. She talks about 2 different types of hoop butts that are sort of a wooden type of hoop butt that you can buy online from a couple of different places. And she also shows how she does her own finishing with and makes her own sort of hoop butts out of thick card, and she covered the one that she showed with some decorative paper. So it was really, really good video. I finished a couple of things in hoops, and I have done the, you know, stitch on a piece of felt on the back, and I have bought one of the hoop butts that go kind of over the hoop, should I say, rather than sort of sit inside the hoop. But it was really, really informative, and it really showed you the different options you've got and how easy it can be. Not that I've tried it yet, but she made it look easy, to make your own. So definitely go and check out Kat, and that is Catkin and Lily is her Flosstube, and she's on Instagram as well. I'll pop a link down below so you can go and have a look at that for yourselves. I've also been watching recently the Sunshine Stitchers. They are just a hoot. Their videos are brilliant. They show a wide range of projects, but they talk about all sorts. There was a one recently where there was a lizard across the road on a tree, and they all got totally distracted. It was just brilliant. So definitely go and check them out. They also have a Facebook group where they have been doing a sale. So throughout this year, they started in December last year, doing a Quaker design as a sale month by month, and it should end this month, I think, but you've got kind of next month to catch up if you've missed anything. So this December they're going to be starting a new sale, and they're going to be doing Jacob of Modern Folk Embroideries Put a Bird on It pattern. Now, you will have seen this on my Flosstube before, or my Instagram, because I bought it at Big Stitch where I met Jacob. So I showed it then, and I've shown it on my Instagram as well, because I love this chart and can't wait to start it. So it's designed actually as a monochrome piece. This is just the artwork. It hasn't been stitched in those colourways, and Jacob doesn't list any thread numbers or choices for any of this actual colour. But I really, really liked it, and I did ask him, and he said, no, it's just a mock-up. It's just the artwork. It's not that I've charted it in those colours. Now, if you go and watch his Flosstube, his recent Flosstubes talk about this pattern, and he shows this stitched up. He has stitched it in red, and it's absolutely beautiful. And on the Sunshine Stitchers Facebook group, there's lots of ladies lots of people doing it in all different colorways. They're using similar colors, they're using completely different colors, they're using monochrome, they're using 2 colors or 4 colors. It's such a variety. It's really lovely to see. So definitely go and have a look if you're interested. I'll pop a picture in here of the threads that I've chosen. When I bought this chart at Big Stitch, I wanted to replicate those colors because that's what drew me to it. Had it just been a monochrome chart, I wonder if I might not have bought it. I think it's these colours that I really, really liked. So I went through to the vendor area where Letitia of Corey's Little Shop was, and together with her help, I chose some threads that are these blues and the terracotta and the green. I didn't choose any kind of grey or black colour that the letters and the numbers are done in, but I chose the others, which you've just seen in the picture. So yeah, can't wait for that. That starts in mid-December. Definitely go and check out the Sunshine Stitchers for all that information. And talking of Jacob at Modern Folk Embroidery, he's had a few new releases lately, and this is one, and this is a Royal Affair. Now I'm showing you this. I love this chart and probably won't stitch it in black. However, it is perfect for this month because November is Black Sampler November month. So if you're looking for something that you think, oh, I want to do a black sampler, not sure what to do, this could be the one for you. It's so nice. I just love it. So yeah, I'll link Jacob's channel below as well. And then someone else I've watched yesterday is Lauren of Cross Stitch Bunny. She's Cross Stitch Bunny on Flosstube and on Instagram, and she also has a shop called Stitch Bunny Shop, where you can buy hand-dyed fabrics, project bags, scissors, needle minders, all manner of things. She is doing a fundraiser over on her channel. She explains all about it. It's for her children's school to replace their playground, renovate their playground, any playground equipment. So it's a really, really good cause. I'm not going to try and explain it all to you now, but basically you can go over to her channel where she explains it in full detail, and then you can pop across to her website, and basically to buy she's offering prizes if you donate by buying a pattern that she's got on her website, particular pattern, then less a few pence for admin fees. The money is going straight to the fundraiser, and you will be entered into a draw to win some fabulous prizes. So definitely go and check out Cross Stitch Bunny Flosstube. Go and have a watch. Go and listen to her tell you all about the fundraiser and join in if you'd like to or if you can. That would be great. I'll pop a little picture in here of the design. That it acts like your ticket, basically, like your raffle ticket into the prize draw. But yeah, definitely go and check her out, and I will link her below too. Also below, I will link all the other Flosstubers that I regularly watch. and you know, I'm sure you watch some of them already, but if not, you might find somebody new, and you can go and give them a watch too. Okay, so that's Flosstubers. So new starts. Some of the things that were new starts were also starts and finishes within October. So they will, maybe I'll show you the finishes first. That's probably easier, isn't it? If I show you finishes and then I can tell you which ones are starts and finishes, and so on. So that's that one. So this is a finish, and again, you may well have seen this if you've seen my previous video. I think it might have even been on my Stitch in London video because I finished it there. This is the Big Bang Theory. And this design is by Clouds Factory. I just love their little people. And this is on 32 count even weave from Lakeside Needlecraft called Creationist Purple. And I actually used Royal Broidery threads for this, which I got from Lindsay at Blushing Pink Stitches. So they match the DMC numbers. Colour-wise, they're pretty much the same. Yeah, but they're 100% cotton, so they were fine. So I did change the line up a little bit. So the 3 characters at the end here were in a different order, and I didn't like that order. So I swapped them around, which was easy enough to do because they're all a similar height, width and shape, aren't they? So that's that one. Then again, you will have seen this if you watched my Stitch in London video. When we were at Stitch in London, Lynn was there from the Sampler Guild, and she had a basket of charts that were for sale at really reasonable prices. And Charlie found this little chart with the sheep and gifted it to me, and then I went and had a look and found the little bunny one and stitched them while I was there. So this is just a piece of 32 count even weave from Megan Coffee Crafts fabrics. She was there. And this design actually has letters here over one over one rather than the heart, but I just didn't want to do that, so I popped in the little heart. Actually, I'll show you the chart here. There we go. So this chart and the sheep one both come with this tag that you can finish them on. I think it says it's a necklace, not that I would wear that as a necklace, but I think it'll be nice to, what's that on the floor then? I think it'll be nice to finish it on the tag, and this is the little sheep one. So I am going to finish them onto the tags at some point, maybe before I see you next time, you never know. So yeah, so that was quick little stitches, but really fun. Then also at Stitch in London, I stitched one of the pieces that Yasmin designed as the exclusive charts that she designed for the retreat. This little one. And I stitched that weekend as well. So happy with that. That's on 32 count Belfast linen in Vintage Country Mocha. And it's stitched with the called for Roxy Flossco threads. The blue is Royale and the red is Merlot, which I also pre-ordered with the chart at the time. Then I also got Dreaming of Summer finished. So I'll pop a picture in here of what it should look like, because I have made a couple of changes to mine. So it should look like that, and this is mine. So this is Dreaming of Summer by Love Poppet, Claire of Love Poppet. And it was a sale in the summertime, and I didn't finish it during the time. It came in 5 parts. Finished it last week, or maybe the week before. So this is on 32 count Zweigart even weave in soft cream with all the called for DMC threads. And my changes are here on the window ledges. They were left unstitched like the windows, but I wanted to just give my window ledges a sort of stone look. And also this little tiny bit of sort of path here by the, or stone step maybe by the door. Again, in between the 2 bits of grass there, it was just left unstitched, and I wanted to fill mine in. I also took out all the little stitches that were ladybirds, so you can see there's little bees on there. Any that were ladybirds I took out. My friends laugh at me because I think ladybirds are sinister. Don't like them at all. they look all cute and shiny and pretty and nice and little, and then you go and look at them and they fly at your face, and I don't like it. So I changed mine to bees. Then the biggest change was part 5 was these allium flowers here and the honeysuckle intertwined with it, and then the honeysuckle came across the top here. And I wasn't so keen on that part, so I just did the side bit with the alliums and the honeysuckle, and then here in the middle I took this butterfly and turned it around and popped it in there so it looks like it's heading for the cow parsley. So super happy with that. It's really colourful, really bright, gorgeous design. You can get it. I will pop a link to Claire's website, Love Poppet website, down below, if you want to go and get it yourself. What else? So also one of my Whip Go numbers for one of my Whip Go numbers, for September rather than October, was Nessie Mitchell. I'll pop a picture in here. It's a chart by Mama Loves UGB, Michelle. And as you can see, it's got vowels across the middle and Nessie Mitchell's name and 1929. I changed mine slightly, so I took out the vowels and the Nessie Mitchell part and made it as a tribute to my paternal grandmother, my Nanan. So I worked on it for Whip Go, and then I carried on working on it until it was finished. And here she is. So that was that one. Now again, if you've been here before, you know I have stitched it before for my maternal grandmother, my grandma Winifred. I did that probably a couple of years ago now, and I have 2 frames that are the same so that they can be sort of a companion pieces when they're framed and on the wall. And then the Whip Go numbers for this month were, for me, the coronation emblem. I'll pop a picture in here of what it should look like because I've finished mine but slightly differently. So this is my version. So instead of completing all the red around the blue crown and then the words around the edge of that, I'd got the blue crown finished in the last round of Whip Go and just decided I didn't really want to do any more. It seemed a bit late in the day, as it were. So I just charted out the words in backstitch and popped those on. So I'm happy with that. Then the other Whip Go call for me for October was, well, I've been calling it Adventures with You. There were little cards in a vintage, not a vintage, an old cross stitcher magazine. Actually, I think it might have been last year, so it's not even that old. And there was a series of cards called Camping Cards, and there was about 4 designs, I think. And I just did this one. And it just reminded me of my husband and I when we go out for a walk. The actual design did have, the man here was holding a lead with a little dog on the end, but I just left that off because we don't have a dog. So yeah, super cute. So they're the finishes. Like I say, some of them were start and finish within the month of October, and some of the others weren't. But that's all the finishes and the Whip Go numbers that were complete. So Whip Go numbers were called for November, and obviously then by default December, because there will only be 2 numbers left. So for November, my 2 calls, one was Polish Band Sampler by Yasmin's Made with Love, and the other one for me is the Country Cottage Sampler, designed by Maureen Blackburn and kitted by Bothy Threads. So I'll be working on those this month, and then next month it's the Polish Band Sampler again and my very oldest whip, so I'll show you those next month. And then I am going to do Whip Go next year in 2025. So this year, for those that don't know, I did my oldest 12 oldest projects, and I popped them on the board twice with 1 free square. You get square 13 is a free square. You can do what you like with. And that worked really well for me this year. So I've already got a list together for next year. Some of the 12 that were on this year's will appear again on next year's board, and some are things that I just haven't stitched on for a while. So yeah, so I've got 12 projects again on there. They'll be on there twice each. So I've got them all sort of to hand and ready to go, ready for next year. Just need to sort of sort out the whip go board and wait for the numbers to get called. But I've really enjoyed doing it this year, and it's really got some progress on things that I otherwise probably wouldn't have been stitched on at all. And again, for those that don't know, I stitch 2 weekday evenings and 1 weekend day. That's my goal, as it were, for each project. So that could be quite a lot of time if I've got not much on in the evenings and I get home nice and early. It could be 2 or 3 hours or even more. And then on a Saturday or a Sunday, if we're not doing anything, it could be quite a chunk of time. So like I say, it has got good progress. It has meant that a few things have got finished, like those couple of things. So yeah, I've been really pleased with what progress has been made. I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. So I'll show you my other new starts, because some of those were starts and finishes. Other new starts in October. First one is, I'll pop a picture in here. This is Dracula by the Stitching Book Club, and it comes in parts. It's a mystery, so we don't know what it looks like until we get each part. And the idea is that you read the book alongside doing the stitch along. So I think the instructions said to read, or to try and read. Obviously, you know, there's no hard and fast rules. Chapters 1 to 10 of Dracula by Bram Stoker while stitching on this. So I got a tiny little start, really, tiny little bit in the border. But I'm looking forward to getting more done on that and actually getting into the book. I have read it before, but I did enjoy it, so I thought it'd be nice to read it again. And then the other new start in October is La Finestra del Tempo, which is Windows of Time. And I started October. So again, those of you who've been here before will know that I've done some of the calendars, some of the months. I've actually completed January to June, and I did start July and then didn't get it finished, and then August came and went, and then most of September, and then I was going away to Wales for a retreat for a week just before Stitch in London, and I thought, well, how about I take the October one to start on the 1st of October, and then hopefully I'll get it finished in October, and you know, then we can kind of move along a little bit. Anyway, did start it on the 1st of October while away, but as you can see, it didn't get finished. So got the outside white border done, a couple of the motifs and the month, and that's it. So yeah, quite behind with those. So haven't finished July, haven't even done anything on August or September, and here we are now in November. So yes, this needle minder is by Charlie Feathers. I will pop a link down below to her Ko-fi shop, which is now open, so you can go and get your own needle minders and floss drops. Yeah. Then I will put a picture in for this one. This is Night Riders. This was the Halloween sale by Claire of Love Poppet. She very kindly gifted me the kit, which came with this beautiful fabric that she hand dyed and all the DMC threads, and it's 4 parts, and this is still part 1, so I'm a little bit behind. I did a little tiny bit in, well, a fair amount of stitches to be fair, in the sort of lacy effect moon, which obviously comes round, and then there's buildings underneath in the further parts, and various other little bits and bobs, which you will have seen in the picture. So yeah, really like that one. Then I also worked on Christmas Cat by Barbara Anna Designs. So I joined Stitchy Sally and some other ladies stitching Barbara Anna Wednesdays, and this is my Barbara Anna stitch at the moment, and here she is. So I didn't do a lot this week. I did the little Santa here, and then I started up here. This will be a poinsettia plant that she's sort of holding this side, a bit like the tree on that side, so I did just do these few leaves in here. on her. And she's on 32 count Murano even weave by Zweigart in basalt basalt splash even and the call for DMC threads. And then this was also actually a new start this month. I should have had that on the top of the pile. I'll put a picture in here of what we know it will look like so far, which are parts 1 and 2 of 4. And this is the Historical Sampler Company's Christmas Stitch Along. They very kindly gifted me their Advent box and the kit for this SAL. And this is Robin Christmas Patchwork SAL. So we've had part 1, which is this side. A little bit of it is hidden, but I've completed part 1, and it came to sort of halfway through this bit here. So all of this was part 1, and then part 2 was the rest of this sort of half, and then down this side. So really enjoying this. It's so lovely. This is the kit fabric, which is 16 count Zweigart Ada in a sort of sagey green, that their Historical Sampler have it specially dyed by Zweigart for them, so it's not an exact colour that you can buy. I mean, there are lots of Zweigart greens and that out there, but this is specifically theirs, and all the DMC threads that came with the kit as well. So yeah, looking forward to keeping up with that. So those are the whips and the new starts and the starts and finishes. So done quite a little bit really in October. I know you only saw me in October a couple of weeks ago, to be honest, because I was late doing my September wrap-up video after getting back from Stitching London, having COVID and not feeling well and so on. But I wanted to get back on track, if you like, and film back at the beginning of the month again, so that it was all going to be, yeah, well, just back on track really. I've got some plans and some haul left, so if I do plans next, and then anybody that's not interested in seeing the haul can just leave, and that's fine. So plans next weekend is the Floss Friends UK retreat at Rotherham, so I'm really looking forward to that weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going with my daughter-in-law Bethany. She's coming up to me on Friday, and then we're going off Saturday morning, and then we're staying in the hotel Saturday night and Sunday night, so that'll be really nice. We pre-ordered the exclusive kit by the Old Barn Stitching Co, Sammy of Little Loop Stitching, so looking forward to getting that, and that will almost definitely be a new start. And talking of Old Barn Stitching Co and Little Loop Stitching, I'll pop a link below and I'll pop a picture in here. Sammy has got the next part of her year-long SAL, which are seasonal. So last time it was 3 autumn little pillows, and this time it's 3 winter little pillows. So like I say, I'll pop the picture in. They're really, really sweet. You can go over to the Little Loops Stitching website and just download them for free. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's a free SAL, and then it's basically for each season. So there'll be a spring and there'll be a summer into next year at some point. Also, Sammy has got a Flosstube channel, Little Loop Stitching, and she does that sometimes on her own, but very often with Deborah, who is the other half of Old Barn Stitching Co. So definitely go and check them out. I'll pop a link below to their Flosstubes, and to the website where you can get your hands on these little free pillows, which are super cute. So other plans for November, just to carry on with the whip go. Not a lot else, I don't think, in November. So we'll move on. Well, I've got one FFO to show you actually that I was meant to show you when I showed you FFOs before. It might not have even been last month, it might have been the month before. And I forgot, and I said, oh, I'll show you next time, and then I don't think I did. So I'll show you now. So I got this little box. A lady put it on our local Facebook page saying, did anybody want this for free? And I said, oh, yes, please. So it's got a lovely little clasp. Open the lid. This is just plastic, like Perspex. And, you know, it's a decent sized little box. And I finished the seasonal etching designs by, I want to say Hands On Design, but it might be Heart in Hand. I'll have to pop it across the screen because I know I'll get it wrong. And these were originally in Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine individually, where you now can buy them as a chart all together. And I stitched them all at the time from the magazine. So this is spring. I added this little heart here because it was quite a gap and I just thought it was a little bit gappy. So that was spring. Summer, trying to work out which way up this is. Can't remember, but there's a blue fish at the top and a blue fish at the bottom. Summer. Then autumn with the owls. And winter was the cardinal. Now, as I stitched on a mystery fabric, I think it's a 32 count, I'm not sure, but I used the called for threads as far as I know. I'm not sure. And basically, now they're mounted onto a little bit of mount board, they fit in the lid. So I've had this one in there like that on the side because it's autumn. But the even better thing is the others fit inside the box for storage. You can see them inside. So when this is on the bookshelf, that's just slotted in the top. It's not fixed, so it can, cross my face, sorry. It's not fixed, so it just slots in and comes out easily. And then all the others for all the other seasons are just stored inside. Keep them clean and all together. So I was really pleased with that. I was really pleased that they just happened to fit because obviously I'd finished those a long time ago. I didn't get the box with the intention of using it for that. It was just something that somebody was getting rid of and I just thought, oh yeah, that'll be a really nice little finishing item. Don't know what I'll do with it. I've had it quite a few months, to be fair, before I did use it. So and I did FFO all of those a little while back when I did the other things that I showed you before and forgot to show you. So yeah, pleased with that. Right, that is it apart from haul. So if you're not interested in seeing what I've bought, then I'll see you next time. And if you are sticking around, then great, here we go. So the first thing is I'll pop a picture in here of the 2025 one. I ordered the Stitching Almanac, it's called, which is basically a stitching journal, stitching calendar by Hayley of the Stitching Cabin. This is the 2024 one, which I've been using all year. It's basically like a book of days in that it has calendar pages for every month. So you can pop in what you've stitched on. I use this bit to list all the whips that I've stitched on in that month. And then after each month, you've got March, the month, so this is March report, how many, and I just pop in there how many finishes I've had, how many starts, what I've stitched on and so on. And then there's various other pages towards the back. Some of them are already headed, so you've got new starts register, for example, finishes register and a few other headings, some of which I've kind of covered up because I didn't want to use that heading, but I wanted to use that page for something else. And then there's some blank pages as well. So I used one of the blank pages for my Whip Go board for this year. And like I say, Hayley had put on her Instagram that she'd got the new one ready and it was available to buy on Amazon. So I went straight over there and bought it. So like I say, I'll pop the picture in. So that I think should be coming tomorrow, I think. She also has done, in the same sort of design, a knitter's almanac. So if you're a knitter and you want to be able to keep track of your knitting projects and what you've knitted on and what you've knitted and what you've, you know, what your plans are, what your new starts are or whatever, it's the same sort of design but for knitters. So I thought that was really cool. So it's my favourite type of planner. I have absolutely loved using this year. So if that's something you might be interested in, pop along over to Amazon and have a look and see if it might be something that will suit you too. Then told you about the Sanderson wallpaper. And then that got me Googling what else I could get in the Sanderson design. Get this the right way up. And I found this piece of fabric, which is quite big, which is sort of a strip of fabric, as in it's 2 panels really like that. And this is Sanderson Cookham is the design. And I'm hoping to make some big cushions with that for the spare room sofa bed, hopefully. It's not quite the same as the wallpaper. The wallpaper's got a more pink background. This is more sort of beige, but it's very, very similar. So I was really pleased to get that. I got it from a lady on Etsy. Her shop is called Green Shutters Vintage. I'll link it below. When I went on there was a lot of nice things, to be fair. But she does have vintage spools. So she got a big load of these. You got a random selection. So I bought 2. You couldn't choose a specific 2. You just got sent 2 spools. And they're really, really nice. Really nice. Wooden centres. I'm not sure what the base and the top are really. They're not wood. I don't think they're metal. They feel a bit metally, but yeah, really, really nice. I think it says on the listing that they're French. So yeah, got myself a couple of those for display. Then also on Etsy, I found Loom Bug. I'll pop a couple of pictures in of a couple of the charts that I bought from her shop. And then I also bought, I wanted to buy one of the stickers. I wanted to get a couple of these. This design, Team Bear. My husband's nickname is Bear. We're the Bears. So I got 2 of those. And then when they came, she'd also popped in her little logo sticker, Loom Bug, and a bear selfie sticker, and a lovely little card saying thank you for my purchase, which is I just love as well. So thank you very much. And like I say, some nice little designs on her page as well, which I'll link below, and you can go and have a look. Then I had to order some threads. I didn't have to, but I did. Ordered some threads from Peakside Needleworks. And, you know, you have a little browse while you're there and you find other things that just fall in your basket. And this was what fell in my basket. And this is just a really nice chart by Leela Studio. It is LW1884, it's called. It's just a really nice little red sampler. I'll pop that in my stash. Then over on Instagram, Canny Little Fox was having her monthly sale of project folders. So I had a little look on there and got myself a couple. So I got this one. And it's the multi-pocket case. So inside it's got a pocket behind here, and then the vinyl pocket here. 2 more vinyl pocket pages, as it were. And then a vinyl pocket at the end, and also has one behind. All closing up. These are so well made. They are fantastic. Elastic closure on there. So I highly recommend her project cases. The quality is fantastic. I've got this one as well, which is also a multi-pocket. So same closure, and then inside just slightly different colourway, but the same design with the pockets. So yeah, very happy with those. Then Caroline from Caroline's Stitch Corner and a big bunch of other ladies at Big Stitch decided to stitch or start Quacker. Now this is a design by Mikkel of Star Parade Designs, and he had it there at Big Stitch. He was there and he had it stitched up, and everyone loved it. And I'd had it in my stash for an awful long time. I've got the fabric and the threads. I just haven't got around to starting it. But those ladies, Caroline and various of the ladies, all started it at Big Stitch with a view to finishing it by or at the next Big Stitch, which is 2026. And on one of her Flosstubes, which I'll link Caroline's Flosstube below, she offered to make anyone that wanted a duck project bag a bag. So I said yes please, and this is the bag that she made me. How cute. So again, if you've been here before, you know we all love a rubber duck here, thanks to Morgan, my son, who is mildly obsessed with tiny rubber ducks. I have a big pile of them back here, and once he's been to your house you will find these in the most random of places. Now, for anybody who hasn't been here before, he's not 5, he's 25, but you know. So this bag is perfect, and it's perfect for the quacker. So hopefully I can get that started next year and keep it in this lovely bag from Caroline. And I think that is it. So this second video is taken just about the same time as the first one. Hopefully I can manage to edit this one and actually get it uploaded rather than deleting it. And if that all happens, then great. Happy stitching everyone, and I'll see you next time.